Hey everyone, so we are on day 4 of training. Chris has done a fantastic job with his training. And what I mean by that is using the HomeNet app, he has taken wonderful quality photos. He has done great walk around spin videos, and he's done the inside Ricoh. He's also added his window stickers to his print queues, and he's also charged for the car. So now we're at the point where we're going to print our window stickers, our buyer's guides, and then we'll move to the last step, which is our IR report, our in-recon report that we have to present to the dealer, and then our invoicing. What do we do with that? So we're about to print. Chris has already done the steps needed to connect his phone to the printer. He's already set up. Now we need to determine what labels we need to print, how many, buyer's guides, and so forth. So Chris, if you would, just go to your Digital Lot app. All right, go into your menu, top left corner. Go to your print queue. All right, let's put your phone. You can probably put it right up here so we can both see it at the same time here. Bam. All right, so we have 27. Now you should always have an even number here. So you may have had a duplicate, or probably chosen 2 buyer's guides for the same car, or maybe you added a back of a buyer's guide.
Well, I think there was the one where I did 2 backs.
Two backs?
Yeah, I think yesterday.
Okay. So let's print. We have 1, 2, 3. So the first one, you have to press that black circle, but then the rest of them you could press anywhere within that vehicle, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 that we need to print, and we have our 10 window stickers ready. Now what you want to do, this is an exterior window sticker. There's interior and exterior. The difference is the exterior goes on the outside and it's waterproof. It's made with a different material. But this material also makes this window sticker heat up really quickly to the point that it will curl. So there's 2 different ways that you can print. You can pull down your front loader. Let's open that up. And you could use your front loader. If that's the case, I'm just going to put 1 in here for now. This is how your window sticker goes, facing upward with the top of the window sticker going inside. Gently push that in. Make sure this is nice and snug right here. And you can hit print. So we're going to print. Click on the drop down to choose your correct printer. When we generate the window labels, I always like to spend just a quick 3-4 seconds scrolling through the print preview. And what am I scrolling through for? Just to make sure that the information that looks good on the layout. There were no errors downloading. And what I mean by errors, if there's an error, you will see like black lines across it. So you may have to re-download that window label, right? So I have all of them selected, and I'm going to hit that yellow button top right corner to print. You'll see your data light blinking on your printer, receiving data. That's going to come out through here. Uh-oh. It's pulling from my bottom feeder. So that was a big no-no, and it's actually really good that we're getting this on video, because if you're using your front loader, you always want to make sure that your bottom tray is pulled out. Why? Because that's the same exact reason. Now I just printed 9 window labels on regular paper. So can I reprint it? Absolutely, but I just wasted paper. So it's really good that that happened. I want to say I planned it, but I'm not that good of a planner, right? So here's our window sticker, the one that actually printed correctly. And this is an awesome example of how a window sticker should print. There's no lines, it's not crumpled up. If you ever have anything like that, you definitely want to stop, call your area manager, let them know what's happening. They'll let you know if there's anything that we could do to fix the printer, or if we need to replace the printer. But you definitely don't want crinkled up window labels, right? So that's one way to print it, using your front loader. Again, make sure your bottom feeder is pulled out. I'm going to move this slightly out the way, my extension cord, so I can pull this a little out. The second way, on really hot days for printing, this is really important, right? Because we're in summertime. As soon as you get to your dealership, if you can take your printer out and find a cool place to put your printer, whether that be in a photo booth or in the detail area, anything like that, but don't keep it in your trunk. If you keep it in your trunk and you go to plug your printer in, it's going to overheat, and it will say cooling down. And you see how fast that printed, right? Well, when it's hot and it's cooling down, this thing takes about 2 minutes to print. One.
Dang.
So like a day like today where you service 10 vehicles, if you had to print 2 for each car, now you have 20 labels and you're at about 2 minutes per car, that's a problem. And it's going to frustrate you, and you don't want that. So you want to be efficient in the field. So absolutely take that out, put it somewhere nice and cool till you're ready to print. So another way to print using your front loader and even using your bottom feeder. I'm going to show you how to put the label on the bottom feeder. You can also open, and I'm going to throw this down here. You can open the back of the printer. If you would open that door really quick for me, Chris. Derek, I don't know if you want to grab a quick peek of the back of the printer. I'm going to put down the back of the printer there. But you saw that, right? So right here, all you do is you just grab right here and you pull down. And let me show you what that does. We're going to print another one. I'm going to remember to pull out my bottom tray. And I want to show you what that looks like. So Chris, if you would. It doesn't matter which one, we're just printing one, so you can just highlight one and print that. On really hot days, this is another thing to keep in mind. This is really just a trick that we learned in the field. What happens is as soon as heat touches this paper, right, because it's a laser printer, right, that it gets hot, it starts curling up. So what happens is it has to curl to come through the top. If we can remove that one step, it stops from curling as much. And that's where this came out from. So instead of coming through the top here, it just comes through the back. Now you still see it curled. So you imagine how much more it would curl once they're hot. Because here's our 2 examples. So that's just a trick, right? If it's hot. Now that's using the front feeder. So you remember how the window labels go on the front feeder? Pretty much just like that, right?
Yep.
All right, the other way is using our bottom feeder. Now the bottom feeder, just a tad different. You want to put it face down with the front of the window sticker facing out this way. So you can put that there. And if you would, just print a window sticker, please. Chris thinks he's helping, but in actual reality, I am testing him to see if he's able to print a sticker. Beautiful. Missing some information on that, but not much we can do about that. All right, but it printed fine. All right, let's print our buyer's guide. Buyer's guide, they can be a little tricky. So let's get buyer's guide and put these window stickers back. And here we have some buyer's guides. Now these buyer's guides are probably not going to do us much because they've already been printed on. The backs have been printed on. So here's what we're going to do. This is for training purposes. All right, so we're ready to print our buyer's guides. Now buyer's guides, they all come blanks. We call them blanks. Again, you have interior and you have exterior blanks, right? Now let's grab one of these window labels so you could see the difference. Now see how this has no edge where you can peel off? This is the front. Well, here's the edge where you can peel off. So if this is an exterior buyer's guide, that tells us that this is the front. There is a slight color variation. The front is slightly whiter, like a bright white, while this looks kind of like an eggshell white. Do you see the difference? All right, but at least we know the front of the buyer's guide does not have any edges. So we need to print the front of our buyer's guide. So can you tell me how this is going to go on the bottom feeder?
I mean, would it matter? Like,
so it doesn't matter. There's no front, sorry, no top and bottom, but it does matter because we're going to print the front of the buyer's guide. So the front of the buyer's guide, yep, exactly. Nice. There you go. And just make sure that's nice in there. So print your first buyer's guide that you have. I want to see if you have a back of your buyer's guide saved? There's a back? Okay, so you can print any front, doesn't matter. And the back of the buyer's guides, they're all generic for the dealership that you're at. So whether you have 5 or 20 buyer's guides you need to print for this dealership that you're servicing, it's the same exact buyer's guide, back of the buyer's guide for all of them. So there's your front with the vehicle information. Now you need to print the back, right? So what you're gonna do, since that's the top of it, that's where you're gonna, now you have a top and now you have a bottom. So you wanna print, your print size always down. See how it's curled up a little bit? All right, let's go ahead and print. You're gonna print your back. And on the phone option, right before you click that orange button to print, see that arrow? Click on that arrow. See that there's an option for how many copies you want. So now you're printing back of the buyer's guides. If you had 20 backs to print, you would just change that 1 to 20. And then you hit the print button. So go ahead and hit that print button. Let's see if this will print. And a really helpful tip. Whatever dealerships you're servicing, you can always print back of the buyer's guides at home before you go out. So that's less printing you have to do on the field. If I'm covering a route, that's what I do. How much do you know how to print? Uh-oh. It says reload paper. That's probably because this is curled up and it's not registering it. So if you had multiple, you would do the same thing. You could probably do them all together. But this is also another reason where you could print the backs beforehand. You won't run into any issues like this. Depending on the week, if I know it's a busy dealer, I'll print anywhere from 20 to 50. But it's not like the back of the buyer's guides will go bad, right? Still telling me no paper. So let's consider that printing the backs at home. That's what we'll do. Make sure and print the backs at home. I do have some more blanks. So we'll pop a blank in here. And the blank will go on which side, Chris? Sorry, the back of the buyer's guide will go on which side?
Back would go. There's a little rip thing.
Yep.
Like that.
That's correct. It's good stuff. When we print interiors, it's the opposite way. The way that I remembered, yeah, so it had to do with the window sticker curling up. That's what it had to do with. But that's pretty much success on printing, brother. Good job. The most important thing is when you're printing these buyer's guides that you remember which side to print them on. That is the most important thing, because then you waste them. For us, looking at it from a management standpoint, not just waste, but the interiors, they cost way cheaper than an exterior. I believe the difference is an interior is about 10 cents per page, and this is $1 per page. So every time you print 1, 2, 3, you got to crumple up and throw it away. Just visualize crumpling up $3, throwing it away, because that's what happens to me. When I see one, I'm thinking that's $1 in the trash right there. But also, you know, just remembering really. Now we're going to apply these. So we're going to use these two that we have, and we're going to apply them. How do you put up an exterior window sticker? Well, one really important thing is always get yourself a microfiber towel, anything at all, right? Don't use your clothes. For an exterior, any type of dirt on here will cause this not to stick long term. The thing will fall off in 24 hours. If it's wet, you definitely can't put it on, right? So even though this is dry, it doesn't look dirty, I'm still gonna pass my microfiber cloth. And here's how we're gonna do. We're always gonna put window sticker first. Here's what we're going to look for. How to put this here. How to angle it, how to align it. What we're using to align it. Easiest way to take this off, I always bend right here and kind of flick it up with my thumb. Gently pull it off. I say gently because if you rip it off, you probably just rip off a piece, right? And here's my window sticker. Some people, if they have multiple, they'll put like all on the seat while they do one label at a time. So putting on the window sticker, I always grab the left corner and the right bottom corner here. And the reason for that is I'm using my hand, my other fingers, to adjust myself because I don't want to overlap here. And I'm using this for the same thing. I don't want to overlap here. And you're always going to use the bottom of the glass to align it. Doesn't matter what shape the window is in, you always want to use that because you'll always be straight to the car, aligned to the car. So I'm going to gently press my bottom down. Notice that's the only thing I have. What that's going to do is allow me to align this how I need it to be aligned. That sticks really quickly. So now I'm going to grab the bottom, make sure I'm straight right across, and then I'm gently going to smooth up. That's our window sticker, right? And then our buyer's guide, same thing. Gently pinch, gently take off. But now I'm holding these two. So the reason I'm holding these two, since that's already straight, if I just align this right here, here's my top, here's my bottom, then it should be straight, right? Smooth that, glide across. That's it. I always give $5 to the person that could, and this is really just for fun, that could put up their first window sticker and buyer's guide correct the first time. So you have a little challenge for your next vehicle. So we're going to print two and we can put them up as well. But that's how you print your window sticker, print your buyer's guide, print the back of your buyer's guide, and that's how you align it. Hopefully I can take that off my car after.
Now you got enough.
That's it for printing.